Patience is crucial to long-term weight loss success. But what do you do if you don't have any? Now, I used to be a very impatient person. My life was like an emergency. I was always in a hurry, always looking for the fastest results. And I learned eventually how to become patient. And it was very, very important to weight loss success and maintenance. So, first, let's talk about why patience is important. When you're impatient, it actually, even though it seems like when you're impatient and in a hurry, you're going to have these fast results, actually what ends up happening is you have slower results. I learned this great phrase that really helped me to learn to be patient, and that's from Jocko Willink. He's a Navy SEAL, and he says, slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. So in other words, you have to go slow in order to go fast. And I know that sounds weird, but if you are going slow, you don't make mistakes, or not many at least. If you're in a hurry, you make mistakes constantly, right? Like you've been in a hurry making dinner, and if you're trying to hurry up and chop the vegetables, what happens? Usually you cut your finger, and then what happens? You have to go stop what you're doing, go get a Band-Aid. You may have ruined some of the food because it's got blood on it, and then you end up taking a lot longer. If you had just practiced, just slowly chopping the vegetables and getting them into the pot, you would have been much further along in the process. And the same thing happens with weight loss. If you're going along and you're losing weight at just a slow and steady rate, you're going to be fine. But if you get in a hurry and then you say, well, I could do this other thing and have faster results, usually what happens is it's like then you go and do that unsustainable thing, you crash and burn, and then you end up gaining the weight, sometimes plus some, because you feel bad that you got off plan, and then you're further behind. So it's really important to learn to be patient, but that's easier said than done, because what do you do? How do you become a patient person? And I am still very much a work in progress on this, okay? But I have learned to be much more patient. And the great thing about life is there are lots of opportunities to learn how to be patient. There are opportunities all around you every single day, and you just have to start recognizing them. First of all, recognizing when you're impatient, and then learning how to be better at being patient. A great opportunity for learning how to be patient is when you're driving. A lot of us get in a hurry, and so one great way to start to practice this is, let's say you're sitting at a traffic light. Sometimes you can sit there and start to become impatient, start to get in a hurry. But instead, just take a moment, while you're at a red light, and just breathe and don't get in a hurry. And realize, if you timed that traffic light, you can sit there and just start to count and see how long does it actually take, because it really doesn't take that long if you start to really measure it. Another opportunity in traffic is to be patient with other people, with other drivers, because odds are people are gonna cut you off and things like that. But you can start to learn how to be more patient. One thing that helps me is to try to make up an excuse in my head for that other person. When we're doing something, we always have this justification in our heads, right? Oh, well, I need to hurry up and get over in that lane because of this or that or the other. Do the same thing for that person in front of you. You don't know their story. Don't always assume the worst. In fact, start to assume the best about what could possibly be happening. And you'll start to notice, oh, maybe they do have a reason why they cut out in front of me, and it can just make you more patient. Or at the grocery store, that's another great opportunity. People tend to, kind of get in front of you and walk slowly, or maybe they're standing right in front of the thing that you need. And learning how to, first of all, recognize that impatience, because I notice it, and I still notice it myself. I just get in this huge rush. So instead, just take a breath again, look at the situation and say, okay, first of all, maybe I can just wait here for a moment, let them pick out their thing. Start to notice, how much time did it actually take? Usually it's not that long. It seems like an eternity if you're sitting there hurry up. But if you just say, I'm just going to count in my head and see how long this takes, it usually doesn't take that long. Or when I'm standing in line at the grocery store, instead of thinking, oh, I need to hurry up and get back, I'll first of all ask myself, what difference does it make if I'm, if this takes 5 or 10 minutes, or, if it only takes a minute or two? And then I say, well, there's nothing I can do about it anyway. Like, being in a hurry isn't going to help the situation. It's not going to make the line move quick or anything. I can just sit here and enjoy it to the best of my ability. And usually what I find is I really enjoy that time just standing there. You can people watch, you can read the headlines on the magazines or whatever you want to do, and you can just enjoy it. And lastly, if you've got kids, you have lots of opportunities to learn how to be patient. It's so important. I think the more patient I've become with my kids, the more grateful I am that I've learned how to be patient. And I'm certainly still a work in progress. But kids are works in progress too. And our job as parents is to, teach them and everything. And there are lots of opportunities to learn how to be patient. And again, this comes back usually to when you're in a hurry. Like, if you're in a hurry, then you're like, oh, hurry up and get your shoes on, hurry up and do this. And instead, if you can just start to catch yourself when you tell them to hurry up, just say, okay, it's time for you to, let's say, get your shoes on. And then be patient. Just instead of telling them to hurry, just sit there and, make sure they're putting their shoes on, and really start to notice, how long does it actually take them? And what I noticed was, if I just sit there and I just let them do the thing, it usually doesn't take that long. It's only when I'm in a hurry and trying to rush them that, again, they start to mess up, because there's all this pressure on them, like, to try to hurry up and, tie their shoes or whatever the thing is. If instead I just say, okay, it's time to go, and then I just let them, get ready, then it's a much more relaxed thing, and I've become a more patient person. So what this looks like in weight loss is, first of all, learning how to be patient with yourself, okay? Patient with yourself as far as, in the beginning, you're probably not going to be very good at your plan. Whatever you do, you're gonna probably struggle a little bit. No matter how easy you've even made the plan, you may struggle a little bit. You may not be perfect. You may, like, if you're intermittent fasting, you might pop a bite of something that you're cooking or something for supper, just not thinking of it, or whatever the thing is. Just learn how to be patient with yourself and say, I'm learning, so this may take a while for me to learn how to do this well, but it's okay. Learning how to be patient with the weight loss process in general, because I would say a really good rate of weight loss is about 1 pound a week. That's how fast I lost. And learning how to be patient and think, okay, I'm not in a hurry. Sometimes the weight's going to be up, sometimes it's going to be down. I really am thinking in terms of a year. Think in terms of 5 years. Are you doing the things right now that 5 years from now you'll be happy you did them? Accept that longer time frame, and then suddenly you're not in a hurry anymore. It's like, well, I'm gonna get there eventually. It might take me a year, it might take me 2 years, but eventually I'll get there. And another really cool thing I've found is, the more patient I've become, the less stress I've become, because there really is this relationship when you get impatient, then you're also stressed out. But if you can learn how to be patient, then you're going to be a little less stressed, and it's a really nice thing that can transfer over to other areas of your life. Like, I had to kind of learn how to be patient with weight loss, and that kind of transferred over into patience in other areas of my life. But it can also work the other way. So if you're a really patient person with other people, well, gosh, you're ahead of the game. Just learn how to be patient with yourself. So that's how I've learned how to become a more patient person. If you have learned how to be patient, leave it in the comments below. What has helped you to become a more patient person? Okay, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below.